Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Right now at 5, moving in the wrong direction as cases continue to surge, Governor Gavin Newsom is ordering 7 counties to shut certain businesses back down, and Kern is included on that list. We'll have details coming up.
The Kern County Fair Board is set to meet today to talk about the future of the beloved event and how part of it might still go forward.
Policing Minneapolis, what might that look like as the city moves forward with plans to disassemble its police department? Today is Monday, June 29th, 2020. Good morning and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Sunrise. I'm Alex Fisher along with Maddie Jansen, and boy was it a beautiful day yesterday. It did warm up a little bit, of course, but nothing what we saw on Saturday. Boy, was it a scorcher on Saturday.
And this morning I can really feel a change in the air. Heading out of Tehachapi this morning, I had the windows cracked a little bit and it was straight up chilly outside, and it's even kind of cool here in town in Bakersfield. So what can we expect? I think that cool down, it's actually going to come here, right, Kev?
Yeah, if it was any indication yesterday of the winds that picked up, we had an air quality alert we issued because of that and the fire burning north of us. Outside right now, you can see the Padre Hotel from our Ventus Health Cam. The winds have calmed down, so that's a good thing, and we are going to be cooler today. We're sitting at 60 degrees. Currently, we have a light wind out of the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour, and as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast here, we're going to start out in those 60s, and then look at that, 80s throughout the afternoon. So big cool down and below normal. 46 in Tehachapi right now. So yeah, Maddie was feeling that chill. A west wind at 8 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the winds right now, we have a light breeze over the Grapevine. Most of the stronger winds out in the desert. Ridgecrest still a little bit breezy up that way. And hour by hour here, starting out in those 40s. And then this afternoon, we'll be looking at the 70s. I'll have much more in your forecast coming up in just a little bit. First, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Kevin. A grim milestone in the coronavirus pandemic. The global count of infections has now hit the 10 million mark. The number is a major milestone in the spread of the pandemic that has killed almost 500,000 people in 7 months. The U.S. has about 1/4 of all known COVID-19 cases and deaths. The 10 million figure is roughly double the number of severe influenza illnesses recorded annually, according to the World Health Organization. The milestone comes as many hard-hit countries are easing lockdowns while making changes to work and social life. Those changes could last for a year or more until a vaccine's available. Some countries are experiencing a resurgence in infections, leading authorities to partially reinstate lockdowns. Experts say that could be a recurring pattern in the coming months and into 2021.
We expect new information from Kern County public health officials later today, but here's how things stand right now about the coronavirus in Kern County. Public Health reported 138 new cases and 2 new deaths yesterday. Kern's death toll stands at 67. Public health officials say there's been a total of 4,478 positive COVID-19 cases in Kern since the beginning of the pandemic. 84 people are in the hospital, and more than 1,000 are self-isolating at home. The County of Kern has now set up a new tip line specifically for people to submit complaints about our local nursing facilities in regards to the coronavirus. You see it on your screen. The number is 868-0555. The county says at least 29 of the people who have died from COVID-19 in Kern were nursing home residents. The county's emergency services manager says up to now, county officials have not heard enough from people who are actually living inside these homes, particularly family members and the residents themselves. They will soon have an email address for you to contact and will announce that this week.
Governor Gavin Newsom issued orders to shut down bars in 7 counties in California. An alarming rise in coronavirus cases triggered the regulation in the hotspots. Bars subject to a shutdown are in the following counties: Los Angeles, Fresno, Kern, San Joaquin, Tulare, Kings, and Imperial. 8 additional counties have been put on notice to either close bars or keep them closed for the time being. Public health officials noted that in Los Angeles there were 2,542 new cases of COVID-19. That's the second highest daily total since the start of the outbreak. The actions being taken are to slow the spread and reduce risk of exposure to COVID-19.
The owner of Templar Brewing Company says they have shut down after a worker there tested positive for the virus. Owner Don Bynum tells 17 News, all employees are being tested for the virus. He plans to reopen the restaurant tomorrow. It's not clear as to when management found out about the positive case, but Bynum says they will remain closed until all employees test negative for coronavirus.
Around the state, fed up with fights over face masks, a Southern California restaurant owner closes his doors. Nabor Prado owns 2 walk-up taco stands in Los Angeles. He says he's complying with the health regulations by asking staff and customers to wear a mask. According to Nabor, the majority of his customers comply with the health regulations, but there are a few who fight the mask mandate, claiming it violates their rights. He says his staff has been harassed, called names, and in one case, a customer threw something at an employee.
The particular customer got upset because they're told that one of my staff members told them, look, wear a mask, you got a cup of water, throw that water into my employee, which is unsafe and rude, and it's really sad to see grown-up people doing childless things like that.
Back here at home in your 17 Court Watch, Kern County is being taken to court accused of violating the First Amendment during the coronavirus pandemic. That's according to a lawsuit where plaintiffs claim the Kern County Superior Court blocked them from hearings that involved their family members. One plaintiff says her son was arrested and beaten during the recent BPD protests, but she wasn't allowed to see his proceedings in court. Back in March, the court limited public access to courtrooms, saying the move was justified by the public health emergency. The lawsuit says Kern County needs to reopen its courtrooms so criminal prosecution will not be in secret.
In your 17 Crime Watch, sheriff's deputies are investigating a suspicious death in Oildale. Sheriff's officials there say deputies were called to Hurl Avenue just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon after a report of a shooting. Deputies arrived and found a dead woman at the scene. KCSO ruled that the death was suspicious, and homicide detectives are still investigating.
The family of a teen boy missing out of Las Vegas is pleading for the community's help after authorities say he was spotted in Bakersfield. Las Vegas police say 15-year-old Joseph Coronado went missing April 10th and was last spotted a few weeks ago near Panama Lane and Monitor Street. We talked to Joseph's mother, who's pleading for answers and for the safe return of her teenage son.
Joseph, if you see us, please come home. Please give one of us a call. We need to know you're okay. I love you, son. We love you. Call us. Come home. Give us a call. Please, we're pleading to the community. Help us find Joseph. Whoever knows of Joseph, please have sympathy for my family and I, and please return him.
Coronado is described as 5'10", 150 pounds with black eyes and ash blonde hair. Anyone with information is asked to contact Las Vegas Police or Nevada Child Seekers. That number is 702-458-7009.
The Kern County Fair Board is set to meet today to review plans for the 2020 livestock show and sale. The Fair Board said it will take into consideration what type of livestock to show, so they will have or what type of livestock show they will have and how it will run in order to conform to Governor Gavin Newsom's coronavirus guidelines. The board also plans to take a look at directives and guidance from the California Department of Public Health and local Kern County Department of Public Health. The meeting is scheduled today at 5 p.m.
Two groups hosting a free food giveaway today. CSF Medical Foundation and the Community Action Partnership of Kern are teaming up. This is video of a past distribution. Today, they're teaming up to deliver meals to more than 1,200 families. The goal, according to the release, is to help families who've been hurt by COVID-19. The distribution starts at 10 this morning at 3811 Mount Vernon Avenue, just across from Memorial Stadium at Bakersfield College.
Welcome back. North Kern State Prison will soon be receiving new prisoners from San Quentin State Prison. That's according to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. The transfer is to help create more space for physical distancing, quarantine, and health care treatment. The move comes amid an increase in coronavirus cases at San Quentin. The CDCR says inmates will be tested before and after transfer, and anyone who tests positive before they transfer will remain at San Quentin. Those who test negative for the virus will be moved to North Kern State Prison sometime this week and quarantined in empty housing units. A person was killed in a crash on Weed Patch Highway north of Muller Road. CHP says the crash happened around 8:45 on Weed Patch Highway on Saturday night. Witnesses tell CHP that a Mitsubishi sedan was trying to pass traffic in opposing lanes at high speeds. That's when it crashed head-on with the Ford Explorer. The passenger in the car was pronounced dead at the scene. The California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash involving a pickup truck that erupted into flames at the Panama Lane on-ramp on Saturday. The crash happened at Highway 99 southbound on-ramp at Panama Lane. CHP says the driver was pulled from the truck and surrounding grass caught fire. CHP also responded to a crash involving a motorcyclist in the southbound lanes of Highway 99 last night. The crash happened around 6 p.m. Actually, this happened on Saturday in the southbound lanes of Highway 99, just south of Stockdale Highway. The motorcyclist is reported to have suffered moderate injuries and was rushed to the hospital. CHP says the motorcycle rider was looking away from the road and looking down at one of his tires and crashed in the center median. Search and rescue crews were called to get a man out of the Kern River in the Cow Flat area. That happened on Sunday afternoon. KCSO says they were called to the area off Highway 178 for a report of a man in the river who got pinned between two rocks. Kern County Fire assisted with the rescue and says they completed it within 10 minutes of arriving on scene. County Fire says conditions were rough, but they got him out of the water moments after arriving. This serves as an opportunity to remind you of the importance of water safety. Public Health says that while water can be a lot of fun, there can be a lot of risks as well. Most drownings happen when children go unsupervised, so make sure to always keep an eye on your little ones around the pool.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back to your 17 Business Watch. CNBC's Kelly Evans has a look at what to expect this week.
June comes to a close, 10 years of Tesla trading, and a key trade deal takes effect all in the week ahead. After record highs and a historic plunge, a volatile first half of 2020 wraps up on Tuesday. Despite a big second quarter gain, the Dow is still down significantly this year thanks to a horrendous first quarter. And remember, it's a short trading week as the markets are closed on Friday ahead of Independence Day. Monday marks Tesla's 10th anniversary as a public company. In the decade, it has soared from $17 to over $1,000. That's a spectacular 5,000% increase, more than 30 times the S&P 500's return. The automaker's stock is now worth $180 billion. That's more than double the combined value of Ford, GM, and Fiat Chrysler. Some notable earnings ahead. FedEx will talk about the surge in shipments during the pandemic. General Mills will shed light on how consumers stocked up on pantry foods. And after delaying its earnings report due to the virus, Macy's will discuss how well store reopenings are going. And Wednesday marks a new beginning in North American trade. That's when the new USMCA trade agreement takes effect. It ends NAFTA's 26-year run as the governing free trade pact between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. The new trade deal was agreed upon back in November of 2018 after some very contentious negotiations. I'm Kelly Evans, and get all your business news here on CNBC.
Wall Street is set to open higher this morning as investors continue to track coronavirus headlines. The markets fell sharply on Friday amid the surge in cases in part of the country and with some states rolling back reopening plans, raising fresh doubts about a quick or smooth economic recovery. The Dow falling more than 700 points, ending at its lowest level in about 2 weeks. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 all dropped for the second week in the past 3. American Airlines will resume full flights starting this week. The announcement came as the airline also touted enhanced cleaning protocols. The airline is the first to seek the Global Biorisk Advisory Council's STAR accreditation for its aircraft and lounges. Beginning tomorrow, customers will be asked during the check-in process to certify they are free of COVID-19 symptoms. The airline will continue to notify passengers when their planes are full and allow them to switch to less crowded flights at no extra cost through the end of September. Americans may not be feeling as patriotic this Independence Day. A new Wallet Hub survey finds 78% of people say they'll spend less money this year. 2/3 think local governments should not use taxpayer dollars for fireworks displays, and about 40% plan on shopping over the holiday, but nearly 3/4 say they will not travel. Only 25% say they're keeping their summer plans.
A few key national headlines to catch you up on this Monday morning. Coronavirus hits a new high, and President Trump is reacting to news that Russia put a bounty on U.S. troops. Tracy Potts has the latest from Washington.
The U.S. now has 2.5 million coronavirus cases, with new records in Florida, South Carolina, Nevada.
We are one day closer to the day we put this pandemic in the past.
Vice President Pence hits hotspots this week. Governors are at odds over how to handle it.
I'm now afraid of the spread coming from other states.
We can't be putting these restrictions on each other across the country.
The Trump administration facing tough questions about whether it's safe to reopen and why there's been no second stimulus to help Americans without jobs.
It's time for this administration to take this seriously.
And Russia. President Trump denying a New York Times report that he knew back in March Russia put a bounty on U.S. troops in Afghanistan.
It is pretty remarkable the president's going out of his way to say he hasn't heard anything about it.
Russia denies they paid militias linked to the Taliban to hunt down and kill American soldiers. The president tweeting that intelligence determined that information was not credible. The White House says they're still evaluating to determine if it's true. And Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill, they want an investigation. Tracy Potts, NBC News.